then I went to St Helens. No, I didn't. I went to the Mater because my husband had retired and wasn't well, and I went to the Mater as a part-time physio, and that was an absolute dream. All the support you wanted in the world. People stayed in there a long time. They actually listened to what you said and did it. And then my husband died, so I actually then had to leave because that wasn't money enough, and I went to the school for 6 months when Fran Elkin was there. And she said, would I do the obstetric and gynae thing? And again I said, but I haven't had any training, Fran. And she said, no, none of us have. You just, that's what we do and you'll do it. And I said, well, I'll do it, but I will, please don't make me correct the exam papers. I do not, my husband had died. I just felt I couldn't possibly take that on. So I was at the school. We were paid $11 an hour. That was sort of comforting to me, actually. I was 51. And I stayed there till Christmas. And it was good. Having had the students at National Women's, I knew a bit what they wanted. And they were super students. You can say this or not. I used to have the nursing students for physiotherapy to tell them what we did for the antenatal and postnatal patients. I found them disinterested. I had to take them out of hours. I found them disinterested, uncooperative. And when it got to 5 o'clock, or 2 minutes to 5, which when we finished, they started fidgeting and wanting to go. I was absolutely shocked. I never had that with physio students. I mean, I treated them as adults. I can only say the physio students, and one of them was Kate, who's now in charge of sort of Maori Health. And a couple of them were a couple of men physios. And I found them very cooperative. They seemed to appreciate, they seemed to come and say, oh, I don't think I'm going to like this much. I can't see what we've got to contribute. And I had these very supportive medical team as well who let them go, took them into clinics and things. And they were on duty at delivery suite as well. And they left. Most of them said, it's been a revelation. I had no idea what it could be like. So that was rewarding too. And then I went away for a while, and then I came back and did a locum for Dinah at the old people's homes. Oh dear. She was in America. I don't think either of us enjoyed that much, but you go to treat them and all they wanted to do was to go to the toilet. However, it got me in touch with Dinah again, and that was good. And after that I went and was charge at St Helens. And that was a lovely hospital to work. That was, again, a really great cooperative teamwork. Lovely atmosphere there. So I was there I can't remember, until I retired when I was 60. And then I took off to Australia, and that's the end of my physio experience, but it never leaves you, does it? I mean, you're always looking at the way people walk and the way people sit and the way people stand and the way they jog and the way they run. And you never really forget the way you use your body, I don't think. Going back to Etty Rout, who was a World I nurse concerned with venereal disease of the soldiers, she married a physiotherapist whose name, of course, I've forgotten, but I can tell you. And he wrote a book, The Culture of the Abdomen, and it has to be pronounced like that. My father had this book called The Culture of the Abdomen, and when I was 10 or 11, he taught me some exercises, I don't know why, and about always pulling in your abdominal muscles before you lift. And I've never forgotten it. He also taught me some exercises. I don't know why. I had nothing wrong with me. I was a very skinny little girl, very small. My nickname was Titch. I don't know why he taught me, but it was extremely relevant in my life. and I've never forgotten. And about 8 years ago, I went to stay in Wellington at a bookbinder's bed and breakfast just by the Victoria Tunnel. And the owner was Jane Tollerton, and she had written the biography of Etty Rout, who'd married this man who'd written The Culture of the Abdomen. And as we were having breakfast with other people, there was this book, and it was like a revelation. I mean, I was 10 when I'd last looked at that, and I was about 71. And it was such a thrill to see it. And they were a very interesting couple. She was very interested in nutrition, and she did her best to protect the soldiers from venereal disease, but she wasn't greatly supported by the powers that be in the army. But she carried on nevertheless. And I now know somebody who's doing research into this very subject. Isn't that funny? So, isn't it amazing how things come round and round? But I don't think you would forget you're a physiotherapist, really. I always wanted to deal with the normal, and so to get everybody normal again, and there wasn't always time and opportunity to do it. And today, of course, I could have gone into all this sort of health exercise, which I would have loved. I think that was probably more where I was at than when they were sick. But anyway, it's but the way I got there was really not by me wanting, even knowing where I was going. It just seemed to be that I landed up in something that I liked and apparently, was able to contribute to. But there was no star in the sky to say that's where I'd go. But it's been good, very good. So you can cut out about half of that.